Hi everyone. Am I audible? Can everyone see and hear me? Someone just put it in the comment section. All right. Okay, so I'll just wait for like a couple of minutes for everyone, for a few people to join in, and then we can start with our live for today. I'll just wait for a couple of more seconds, then we can begin. Right. So, good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Tvesa Bhutani. I'm a counselor, educator, and trainer. I hold a postgraduate diploma in guidance and counseling, and my master's is in counseling psychology from Christ University, Bangalore. I'm a rational emotive behavioral therapist, which basically means that I focus on my clients' emotions, thoughts, and behavior at the same time. I'm a counselor with Fitzoh, which is an online health and wellness transformation startup, and we focus on the holistic growth of our clients. So the topic for today's live is mental burnout. I'll take first few minutes to explain what burnout exactly is. We'll then move on to identifying burnout, and I have prepared a few points which can probably help you also to identify if you are experiencing burnout. And we would then gradually, towards the end, look into some ways of handling burnout. So, during the session, if anyone has any doubts, you can put up your questions in the comment section. We'll have about 5 minutes in the end for the question and answer round. Right. So, welcome to the live session for today, all the viewers here. We will now begin. We will start by discussing what is burnout. As I mentioned earlier, that would be the first thing we will discuss. So, the word burnout, some of you must have heard it in your workspaces or maybe on social media. Burnout is basically emotional and mental exhaustion caused by stress. When an individual gets emotionally drained as a result of stress, that is when they experience burnout. Now, what is stress? I'm sure we're all aware of this term. It's very commonly used. Stress is basically a tension. It is our body's way of reacting to unexpected and heavy demands of life, demands of society, our personal demands. Now, stress can be positive as well as negative. Positive stress, positive stress motivates us. It helps us to do better in life. When we have like a deadline and we're stressed about it, we are motivated to work for the deadline. However, talking about negative stress, it can take a toll on us. Too much negative stress drains our energy and causes burnout. So that's what burnout is. If anyone didn't get it, you can put it up in the comment section and I will repeat that for you. So now identifying if you are burnt out or not. So, like I said, I come from an REBT perspective, which is rational emotive behavioral approach. I will be talking about signs of burnout at four levels: cognitive level, emotional level, biological level, and social level. Talking about the cognitive level. So, these are some signs which appear at a cognitive level. Now, when I say cognition, cognition means our thoughts, our memory, decision making abilities, and all of that. So, first sign that can come under cognitive category is forgetfulness. So, if you feel you have started forgetting things, something as basic as you go out of your room to do a particular task, and when you're out there, you forget why you were there. This is something that might happen in daily routine, but if you feel this is happening too often, then that's a sign for you to check why is it happening? Is it burnout or what is it? Second, difficulty in concentrating. You might be sitting there in front of your laptop working and just trying so hard to concentrate on what you are doing, trying to focus on what's there in the laptop, but you're somehow just disturbed and distracted by so many other thoughts in your mind. Coming to thoughts, third cognitive sign is thinking negatively about most of the things. No matter how positive your day is, no matter how happy things are happening around you, you tend to think negatively. And it's not that you have to intentionally think negatively. Automatically, negative thoughts come to your mind. You just seem to think negatively about everything around you. Point number four, basically, sign number four, making more and more mistakes and errors. Now, these mistakes and errors are not just work based, that you made a mistake in a project that you're working on. It could be something as basic as putting salt in your tea rather than sugar. Or maybe you had to heat something in the microwave for 30 seconds, but you're so involved and so distracted that you end up putting it for 2 minutes. You're making these errors and mistakes so often because you're so stressed and you feel burnt out. Point number five, which is, I think, a very basic point which comes under cognitive science, it's mental exhaustion. When you feel that too much of mental energy is gone doing nothing or very little work, something that you did earlier, which was just a very small part of your day, is now a thing which takes all your energy. It could be something like cooking a meal or maybe taking a bath. You take a bath, you come out and you feel tired and you already want to sleep, even though you woke up just an hour back. Waking up becomes very difficult for you. Just waking up takes a lot of energy. So, when you feel you're experiencing this, you need to tap on it and you need to realize and observe why is that actually happening. Point number six under cognitive category is self doubt. You start having thoughts like, am I enough? What else can I do to be better? Point number seven is sense of failure. Now, sense of failure, you have this constant feeling of, oh, I haven't achieved enough. I'm sure there is more to it. You have these constant thoughts in your mind, and you start sensing this feeling of failure that makes you want to do more and more. While it's important to have this sense at times, but if it takes a toll on your health, and if it's not, like I mentioned earlier, if it's not positive stress and if it's negative stress, that's why you need to work on it. So these were few pointers that come under the cognitive category of cognitive signs of burnout. Now we'll talk about emotional categories. So emotions cover your moods, your feelings, your emotions, and everything that you feel that can add up to how you are functioning these days. So, if you're feeling low almost all the time, there might or might not be a reason. But if you're feeling low almost all the time, or you're easily irritated by small things. Now, an example I can think of right now is, let's say somebody asks you to pass a pen, and you just get irritated, like, hey, why can you not just take it yourself, or why can't you ask that person sitting beside you, why do you have to ask me? It's something very normal, but it irritates you now because you're burnt out. There is so much else going on in your life, in your head, that you just seem to get irritated by little things. Then, under emotional signs, another thing could be feeling unpleasant most of the times. You just don't feel yourself like you used to feel earlier. You feel there's something missing. You feel there's life is not going on right. You're not who you used to be. Your emotional energy is now drained. You don't have energy to feel anything. Even even like thinking about things and trying to feel something looks like a lot of work to you. Feeling unhappy, I think that is covered, and it's somewhat similar to feeling unpleasant, but feeling unhappy, feeling sad. Then there's another thing that comes under emotional signs: feeling stuck and feeling trapped. You feel there is something that's always bothering you. You're in this world, you're feeling stuck, and just you want to kind of run away from this place, you want to leave everything. There's this feeling of heaviness inside you. You want to just stop everything and move ahead, but you're unable to. So, these were some emotional signs of burnout, and it's basically how you feel throughout the day. We will not now talk about biological signs, and obviously, biological is pretty self explanatory. It's everything related to our biology, to what's happening, and to what's happening to our functioning of the body, right? So, when you don't feel like, or I would say, when you are not paying enough attention to your fitness, that's probably when you're facing burnout, when you just don't feel like getting up and working out. You get constant headaches. There is very little time of the day when you're not experiencing a headache. When your sleep is disturbed, now when I say disturbed, it could be that you are either sleeping too much, hypersomnia, or you're unable to sleep at all, insomnia. Now, it could be that you lie on your bed for hours and you're just unable to sleep, or it could be that you sleep so much that it's so difficult for you to wake up even to go to the loo. It could be that bad. Now, talking about the next next biological sign, which is disturbance in your eating habits, change in your eating habits. Now, it's similar to sleep. It could either be that your appetite has reduced a lot or your appetite has increased a lot. So, either it's too little appetite or too much appetite. Then final point for biological sign is feeling of fatigue. You feel physically tired throughout the day. Right, moving on to the last category of signs, which is social signs of burnout. So, social obviously is related to everyone around us. How we are functioning in the society is the social signs. So, change in the way you deal with people, change in the dynamics of your relationship with your partners or your family members. So, all this comes under the social signs. Now, when you start feeling lonely, even though you have people around you, but you feel lonely, you feel there could be more to it, there could be someone else. You want to share, but you're unable to share because you have no people around you. You've changed the way you were with people. Maybe you've stopped interacting with them, or you interact very less with people now. So, if you are facing any of these signs in any of these categories, that's a sign for you to tap onto your own feelings. You need to sit and observe what's going wrong, where am I lacking? And you need to just take a break. And we will be talking about that in a few more minutes. Before that, I'd like to discuss what could be some reasons for burnout. Now, there are two obvious reasons for burnout. One is personal, and second is situational. So, personal reasons usually arrive from your when you strive to be perfect, when you're a perfectionist, you're unsatisfied with whatever you have achieved. You run after perfection. I mentioned this earlier too. While running after perfection is good, it's good till the time you're not burnt out. Second reason of burning out is situational. That basically means when the situation around you is too demanding. Now, when I say situation, it could be personal, like there are a lot of family members, but you're unable to earn so much. Or it could be work situations where there are very short deadlines and a lot of deadlines. Yeah. Right, so we have talked about the signs of burnout, and maybe some of you actually identified that you are burning out. But I have a good news for you, and the good news is that you can work on it. You can handle this burnout and you can get out of it. So, to handle it, first very important point is to identify the stressor so you can work around that. You need to identify what is actually causing the burnout. Now, for each stressor we will have different ways of working around it, but I have a few general techniques which I'll be sharing right now, which you all can apply. And these techniques are not only to handle burnout, you can also use them to prevent burnout or maybe prevent general stresses in your life. So it's important to detach yourself from the stressor, take a break, and take care of yourself. And you don't have to necessarily take a break in the sense take like a holiday out or take a break from your work. You just have to take care of yourself along with the work routine. Yeah. So, the first technique is exercise. Now, I'm sure you all must have heard um, a lot of these techniques, especially during the lockdown. If you were listening to some talks or webinars, some of these techniques will be repetitive. But what is different here is that I'll be telling you how a particular technique is helpful and why you should be doing it. Yeah. So exercise. Now, everyone keeps saying that, go for a run, exercise a little, you'll feel better. But why? Why does that work? It works because it reduces the stress hormones in your body. Cortisol is a stress hormone. And when we go for a long run, cortisol is reduced and happy hormones like endorphins are increased, are released. So these happy hormones, they are chemicals that improve our mood and they also act as a natural painkiller. So that's why you should exercise. Second reason, if you are having a biological sign of insomnia, or even if you don't exactly have insomnia but you have difficulty sleeping at times, exercise can help you improve your sleep quality because it will, and when you have like a better sleep routine, uh, it has positive effects and it reduces your anxiety and stress and burnout. Yeah. Thirdly, confidence. When you exercise regularly, you feel more competent, you feel more confident about your body, and that promotes your mental well being. The second technique that I have for you is chewing a gum. Now, it might sound stupid, but chewing a gum can actually help you in two ways. One, if you chew a gum mindfully. Now, when I say mindfully, you have to basically be aware of how you're chewing a gum in your mouth. You have to literally focus on each chew that you take. So, that mindfulness will help you enhance your mood. Secondly, the blood flow in your brain is increased when you're chewing a gum or when you're chewing anything for that matter. So, yeah, that helps in helping you enhance your mood. Point number three is journaling. Now, again, that might sound repetitive, but it is scientifically proven that when you share how you feel, your misery is reduced, it tends to decrease. So, journaling, when I say journaling, you don't have to literally just sit and write how things are going, etc. It can be anything. Just write about good things, write about negative things. If you feel you have no positive or negative thing to write about what all you did during the day, how your day went. And if you're too lazy writing, just pick up your phone and start audio recording it. Just talk to yourself, speak out, vent out what you're feeling. That'll be very helpful. Point number four is aromatherapy. So it's very simple. You have to just light a candle, and it's preferable if it's scented candle, because scents can treat your mood. So that's aromatherapy. Laughter. Now, laughing, it could be either calling a friend to have a fun conversation, just sitting and laughing out loud like we do in yoga, or maybe watching a comedy show on YouTube. Just laugh for yourself. You don't need people to laugh with. Sixth is deep breathing. So, again, very, very repetitive, but when your breathing is in line, you tend to feel better. So, I have a small technique for you all, which is called the three square technique. It's basically on a count of one, two, three, you do a particular action, and point three is change of the next action. So, it's like we breathe in one, we hold for 3 seconds, we breathe out for 3 seconds, we pause for 3 seconds, and we repeat this square. So it's a three square technique where we breathe in for 3 seconds, we hold that breath for 3 seconds, we breathe out for 3 seconds, pause for 3 seconds, and we repeat the square. So this deep breathing technique can help you in enhancing your mood and reducing your burnout. Right. The next point is prioritizing. So you need to prioritize yourself. You need to know what is important, what is most important for you in that particular moment. And when you learn to prioritize, your life is easily sorted. And I think very similar to prioritizing is time management. So when you know what to do when, you just become more systematic in your life, and you have your priorities set. Setting boundaries is the next point. That's again very, very important. Be it setting boundaries in your relationship, or be it setting boundaries in your work life, you should just know what needs to be done when. If somebody comes and gives you like a work which is not designated for you, you should learn how to say no to them. You need to set a boundary that, oh, this is my job and I won't go beyond that. When I come back home, I'm not carrying my work from office. You need to maintain a work life balance. Listen to your mind and body. Listen to what your thoughts are. Listen to what your body is feeling at that moment, what it wants from you. This another technique is like my favorite, my personal favorite. It's called the happy list. So I usually make all my clients do this. You have to basically make a list of 25 things that make you happy. And 25 might sound a huge number, but when you start writing it, it's actually not a lot. And I have clients who just keep writing and they go beyond 25. So it could be something very simple like, I like going for a walk, I like cleaning my room, I like listening to music, meeting a friend makes me happy. So you have to make a list of 25 things that make you happy. And whenever you feel you're upset, or you're not in the right mood, you're feeling burnt out, irritable, just take that list out and pick up anything that is feasible at that moment and start doing it. So last point among the ways to deal with it is talk to a counselor. So when you feel that things are not going your way, and you're feeling too heavy, it's best to talk to a counselor. Yeah, it's best to just book an appointment, talk to a counselor. So these were some techniques that can help you deal with burnout. And that's it from my side. I'm open to taking questions now. I'll look into the comments section, and you can all put in your doubts if you have any. All right, so I think that's it for today's live. It was great interacting, and I hope I shared some tips which could be helpful for a few people experiencing burnout. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.